Dave.
Yeah.
Good evening, Miss Amanda.
Hey guys, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. How you doing?
I'm good, I'm good.
Hey, we are wearing matching outfits.
I see. How's the picture on
Uh,
my side, on your side?
I beg your pardon?
How's my picture on your side?
I can see you, but I mean, come in three folds.
Okay, let me just try and
Now we're perfect.
is that better. Okay.
Uh, how 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 is everything besides everything?
Everything is everything. Hey, we're just trying to do everything. Yeah, no man,
Uh,
we're just trying to survive. Hey, um,
mm,
taking it one day at a time. I just feel like annual that esasikhulise ngayo, it doesn't exist anymore. It's almost as if we just figure out a life as well. So everything is everything right now.
kuhlangahlangene nje
Hey,
kodwa
Shangeni.
Amanda, first and foremost, thank you very much for joining us tonight. As you know, Tina, as football fans, we don't get this privilege of talking to our superstars. We rely on print media, social media, and all other stuff. Ukuthi sinazi ukuthi who are you and what you do. And for you to agree to talk to us tonight, it means a lot, and we'll cherish this moment for as long as we live. Thank you very much.
No, I appreciate it. Phela siyazi ukuthi hey, opinion yenu is very important to us in our work. And
Mm,
akumelanga kuphelele ku-Twitter phela when we disagree about ama-score lines and whether umuntu uyibhakabhaka or uyi-Chiefs. So
mm.
it's very important ukuthi si touch base all the time.
Bhakabhaka or chips, no, I'm not gonna comment on those ones. But tell me, a girl from Ehading, where Ehading?
Um, ekhaya kwaMaci,
Oh
but
my God.
then
Oh,
yeah, kwaMaci Kalangenqa if bakhona Kalangenqa kwaMaci.
yeah.
But then some like la hlala khona eGhost Town.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
So how do you end up playing football instead of netball league or, or, or any other girls, girls stuff?
I did actually. I did. Nalo umbuzo growing up uh, in that time. Because there's girls sport and there's boys sport. But I
Hmm.
did play netball. I was actually decent. Yes, I was very decent. In Jelly Center or wing attack. I did athletics. I played volleyball as well. And yeah, then kwaba khona ibhola, of which I thought it was something very consistent. The guys just wanted to play soccer. Sometimes amantombazane would not pitch for training sessions, be netball, and it would frustrate me because I just wanted to play ball. So I think I fell in love with soccer because of the commitment. Which I can go out and play kaningi, ngabi naso stress ukuthi I can't play.
Hmm. Age 11, you found yourself playing football nabafana. And
Yeah.
I'm sure in those days, kwakuthiwa, dlala labafana, uzoba umfana. But how did it happen for you?
It was the same. It was the same. More dlula nje elokishini omama because intombazane enjani lehlezi ihleli nabafana kanti because
Mm,
egroundini la sidlala khona kunendlela la
mm,
kunqamula khona wonke umuntu kumele sibalile ukuthi hayi mani kunomuntu omdala odlulayo. So babehlezi bezibuza ukuthi intombazane enjani le that is always playing soccer with the boys. I mean, the stereotypes were there. Ukuthi if you play with the boys, there's certain stereotypes which you're going to behave like boys or you're going to
mm.
start dressing like boys. But I think at the end of the day, you just, it's your calling. And I think for me, that was my calling.
Here's a pretty girl, Amanda, and mawubuka ibhola in most cases, you will notice ukuthi at times football players will have ama scratches ebusweni, sometimes they'll lose teeth. Weren't you scared ukuthi nawe uzolahlekelwa isimali?
No, actually, come to think of it, I didn't. I think into angihlezi ngicabanga ukuthi nje ngingalimali, ngingaphuli, and ngiyambonga kakhulu uNkulunkulu ukuthi I actually played i-career yami yonke ngaze ngaretire ngalimalanga, no surgeries. But nginaso isky yazi kodwa lesi, hey, umkhulu wami, wacishe wangilimaza yazi.
Oh, Nkosi yami.
Hey, sasitanda back at home, because ogogo abase-St. Faiths. So kwakuqanda ekhaya, ngashaywa ukhuni kabuhlungu kanjani. So
Ish.
manje nguScarface nje.
I'm sure most Yama guys who are commenting here, they won't mind you being a Scarface. Um, then Devon ladies, how do you find Devon ladies?
Indaba ye-Durban Ladies is actually quite funny. There's ucoach wami owaye high school teacher also, esikoleni sami Harding Secondary, ucoach
Mm,
Magic. Wayethanda ukuthenga i-kick-off afunde-ke and keep up to date with everything. So
mm,
at the back page wabona ukuthi kwakuthiwa kunama-trials ku-Durban Ladies,
mm,
kwavezwa Capel, kwakuthiwa she's back on the Arsenal corner. So nje it was exciting for me ukuthi kwakhona uthisha who believed in me so much ukuthi wacela ukuthi
mm,
ngihambe or ngihanjiswe bangikhaphe ngiyokwenza ama-trials.
mm,
So-ke ngagcina-ke ngiwaphasile ama-trials ku-Durban Ladies ngoba I had to move ngisuke eHarding, and I think at the age of 13, very young age for ingane eyintombazane to actually leave. So it was quite tough, because kwakusakuningi okumele ngikufunde from my parents.
mm.
But manje sekumele ngikhule, ngimele eThekwini wonke umuntu la, wonke
Hey,
umuntu la. Futhi ingane
yeah.
ephuma ngale emakhaya ko-Harding kuthiwa hey impatha yakuphi le.
Uh,
Yeah,
and
so
Dolopha Lane, Port Epstein is very small compared to Devon.
yazi ne-Potchefstroom inkulu nge-Harding, so sibancane
Mm.
kakhulu thina.
Nazana nonke lapha. And I'm sure joining it Durban Ladies in those days was a very strong team. It
Yeah.
was a very, very popular ladies team. But you found yourself there. And when were you scouted for the national team?
National team bangiscouta ngo-2006.
Mm,
After sasidlala ama-playoffs eQwaqwa,
mm,
kwakusakhona ucoach Augustine Makalakalane. So
mm,
i-Durban Ladies, we made it to the final, and sasidlala ne-Super Falcons, who
mm,
kade babeyi-dominator iligi, and it was a tough match, but I guess ucoach Augustine wabona something kumina,
mm,
wacela ukuthi ngiye campaign. So because ngangenayo i-passport, ngangiqala
mm,
ngisho nokuflya, ngangingazi lutho, yazi ngangingazi lutho. So
mm,
ngasala ngaleyo ndlela from i-first camp yaseGhana because I didn't have a passport. At
mm.
that point ngangisengithi nje hey chance yami yokuqala, I'm sure I just I just blew it, and I didn't think ukuthi I'd make it to the following year.
If I don't ask you this question, all the guys that are here are going to kill me. Amanda, are you married?
No, I'm not.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm not
Um,
married.
okay. I'm not gonna ask if you are taking or available or anything like that. But
I'm
as
in
long as
an
you
I'm
answered
in
it,
an entanglement.
I done. I'm satisfied. Igama Toki, where does it come from?
Ngaqanjwa uma wami the time esangiphethe ekhulelwe there was a musician wayethanda well-ke istory angitshela sona okuthiwa uToki Toki. So
Mm.
wayethanda lo mculo kakhulu wakhe and then ke ngaba uToki mhlawumbe oyinamathemba ukuthi ngumculi angazi but ke it didn't go out that
But
way.
you think,
Yeah, at least ngathi talent I ucula I no I don't want to lie.
Bengizos, I was gonna ask you to serenade the guys nje, just one line.
Woo, ngaze
Today.
ngabonga. I saved myself, honest.
Then UJ, you played for UJ. When and how did it come about?
Story saseyiji isiyahlekisa because so when I moved to eThekwini, I registered at Clearwood Secondary. Ngafunda khona ngaqeda high school ngamatriculate khona. So I met two friends of mine, uMathuli no Khanyi. So i-friendship yethu yaba strong. We decided ku-matric ukuthi if to apply, we have to go to the same varsity just to keep our friendship and our sisterhood. So apply in low it's UJ because Ukhanyi is like, let's go to UJ. If not, then we go to Cape Town. Like, okay, cool. Then masibuya incwadi yabantwana isithathiwe wherever. Now Joburg time, abantu bathi no, I can't leave my mom emlazi. I have to stay here. Ngagcina sengingedwa okumuntu o-applyele e-UJ kuphela because I had said kumele ngihambe nabangani bami. Kwaba isifundo sami sokuqala leso sabangani. Ukuthi ungabe uhamba nabangani. Bazokushiya ukhathele abangani. Bangishiya ngilambatha okwangempela. Because now ngangi-applyele e-UJ kuphela. But I was fortunate ukuthi mangifike e-UJ, I was good enough that they offered me a scholarship. So ngaqeda nje i-tertiary life yami under i-scholarship.
Umuntu othanda who's very adventurous. Is that where you spend your spare time? I've seen you like hiking, on the mountains and doing all this stuff.
It's quite crazy because it was my first time. I was hiking Izolo and it was so hectic.
Oh, just yesterday.
Yeah, just yesterday I was hiking Izolo. I what initially started as a 5 kilometer hike, it ended up being a 14 kilometer hike.
Okay.
But the experience was just great because Leon of trying to be adventurous. I feel like my whole life as a kid, 11-year-old kid, it has always been a routine. You know, you go to school, you come back, you do your homework, you go to soccer practice, you come back, you have to do this for your parents. Until Nazangaba moved even ladies, it was school, it was soccer practice, it was games over the weekend. So I never really had a social life. I graduated, it was the same pattern. So ilife yami nje ngiyazi as a routine. Wonke umuntu ongaziyazi yonke into yami inesikhathi because i-football ingikhulisile yangifundisa ukuthi this is how maybe I should structure impilo yami.
I know that my next question will sound a little bit uncomfortable. But for the sake of people who have sent me to speak to you, it is important that I ask. There's this thing that has been going around for years. Uguti, female soccer players they date each other. Is that true?
No, I don't think female soccer players date each other. I feel female soccer players date whoever they're attracted to. And I think that's something that is very important to the team. If it is within the team, it's not because you're doing it because it's within the team, but you're physically attracted to that person. But of course, if you are within a circle of life, even social, even career, you end up being drawn towards those people unless you go out and meet other people. So it now seems as if female soccer players date each other, which I just feel female soccer players are attracted to whoever they are attracted to.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. Tell me something. Banyana Banyana, you start playing your debut. against Nigeria. Tell us about it.
Wow. It was
Mm,
crazy because from
mm,
the time Sifiga, we had to be at the airport for like 2 to 3 hours, and it's in the evening. We are just so
mm,
tired. We want to rest. Our bus didn't come in time. Mrs. Hamba, they gave us the wrong route. It was
mm,
just crazy. We ended up being at the hotel late in the evening. When we got there was no hot water.
mm,
So then we had to sleep and probably eat at like a very late time. The next day, it's the same struggles of trying to get a soccer field to train, transport, traffic. It was crazy. So match day, we play, and I think we were trailing at almost 3-0 at halftime. And I didn't
mm.
start the game because, I mean, I was just, Nami, I was in the I'm in a space of
Entanglement.
superstars. I mean,
Mm,
entanglement of superstars, like Abu Portia, it was great
mm,
to see them, and just do their thing and how brave they were playing in Nigeria. I hadn't adopted the culture. Angazi ukuthi it was that intense. I mean, I just watched, but being in that space and seeing how
mm,
intense it is every time we play against Nigeria, it's crazy. So,
mm,
Coach Angbize, maybe say 75th minute, actually, I'm going to give you a chance. I mean,
mm,
if you want to save the game, you can, but I don't think you can. Just
mm,
go in the pitch and give me a reason why I should call you back for the next
mm,
camp.
mm,
So, Jay, ngavele ngahlanya wesinga manje ngathi, you know what, ayikho into engizoyenza. I just need to enjoy myself and make
mm,
sure that I actually give him a reason ukuthi angibuyise in camp. And eventually we lost the game 5-0. It wasn't a great
mm,
start for me, but I appreciate it because it just set the tone as to the standards of international football
mm.
and what it is that I still needed to do to get to top level because that was just my first game.
I hear that those Nigerian girls, they run like men. Is that true?
No, they just as strong.
Oh, okay,
No, they just
okay.
as strong. They just as strong.
Um, I understand that you are also a model.
Oh
You,
wow.
you you are an underwear model for
No,
Amanda.
no.
Mm. How did that deal come about?
I feel like Lawangan Bako that send these questions either so Sangege.
No, you must understand. You must understand. Um, as soccer fans,
Mm,
um, there are a lot of the we like to be attached to our superstars, and
yeah.
there are questions ngathi masihlangane more like beside asking for a photo, beside asking for an autograph, there are questions that I would like
Mm,
to ask. And some of us, I mean, we grow up with sisters who would like to be like you. You understand?
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so sometimes when we get questions like, "How do I do this?" I'll remember. It's okay. Who Amanda what? So please forgive us. How did it come about?
Um, After the 2012 Olympic Games in London, I came back and I spoke to mom. I was like, you know what, mama, Gabanga to open a foundation. Simply just because I wanted to inspire some of the girls back at home who were literally forced, for lack of a better word, ukuthi bagane besasebancane to have families and eventually amaphupho wabo abawafezi because of these responsibilities that they have. So I just wanted to encourage the rest of the girls, ukuthi there's just more to life than that traditional way of living. Abazali bethu abasifundisa yona. It's not breaking imithetho, but it's just giving yourself a chance as well. So after Leon Leo, we approached Ijoki and asked ukuthi basisize in our mission to inspire young girls.
Mm,
So that's they loved the idea. They wanted to be part of it, and all of a sudden they're like, you know what? We've never done this before. We've never had like a female athlete model our product. So how about you do that? And they announced this on my birthday. I went
mm,
crazy. I went crazy because I thought to myself, what a big blessing, Uguti. Corporates can actually give us female footballers a chance at the
mm,
industry, to kind of change the narrative. A black girl as well who's doing this is it's encouraging because Nengane is Puma back at home, Gamaki, they can also believe and finally get there. But I must
mm,
say, it was very uncomfortable because Sijwayele thina ukugqoka into ezinkulu,
Mm.
ama-sweaters and everything. Now I had to just strip down to a bra and underwear. But eish,
You know what's strange? What's strange, Uguti? When you guys go for swimming and all those kind of things, I mean, you wear your bikinis and all this, but the moment so here's a camera, a pose, yeah, then niba ney'tori kanje.
angithi masibaningi kumnandi. You can't feel ukuthi kunento ethize. Manje eish, when
Oh
you all just alone and just the lens, it's like, it's
no,
crazy.
I know. Yeah, 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 understand.
Yeah.
Janine van Wyk Football Club. Tell us about it.
Mm, AJVW is a football club engiyidlalelayo that
Mhm,
I'm part of, that is owned by Janine van Wyk, who is doing a great job in terms of the development, just the structure on its own. And I'm not salty
the
because
female method.
the club, yeah, it's the female method and just like a very inspiring environment to be in because ungabona ngama-Tuesdays when we all training the little girls all the way up to the senior teams, which
Mm,
is us as well. It's just beautiful because it's just a continuation of the storyline. Ukuthi you
mm,
start off this young, but you're not far off the girls that are there already. So this is what you need to do. They do the same things that you do. They work hard. They're always at training, so you can also get there. So a team that I really appreciate a lot.
mm. And I believe that's new. You guys got a promotion to a National Women's League.
Yebo, I think nje kumele ngifune amakhokho ami la ngakhona ngenze sure nje ukuthi a-ready because it's just so great. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people might be thinking ukuthi like Amanda, it's time uritayile, give other
Mm,
kids a chance, you know. But these are some of the things that we've always dreamt about. And if it is
mm,
that sisabangaka, if we can still go on, mhlambe sidlale nano 15 minutes, it's okay
mm,
because we still have a big role to play in inspiring the young girls. You know, can you imagine me being back on the screen and playing regularly? There are other people who would be happy because what is was Amanda, you need to come back, Kusagala, you know,
mm.
this, that. But I'm really committed to just continuing the storyline for the young girls.
National League, you'll be competing with the likes of Uroda Mulaudzi, who's a prolific goal scorer. And as Sundowns fans, when you talk about Roda, I mean, they don't want to hear anything negative about Roda. When you tell them that Roda is injured, I mean, they will kill you. But here you are, Amanda, next season, you'll be up against Roda. This team, that coach Jerry Shabalala, they won all their games, no draw, no loss. They won the league before it even ended. Now they're
Yeah,
going to compete for Women's CAF Champions League. What does it say for women's football in general?
toe to toe. Hey, yo, it's one of the best teams, you know, in the country. Actually, the best team in the country.
Mm,
Because now they get to write a new storyline for women's football. You know,
mm,
in South Africa, in Africa, for being the first team to get the promotion to play in CAF, which is it's huge. I
mm,
think we never imagined so much progress. I just feel like it's such a great opportunity for the Sundowns and a better representation as well because they've been doing this for such a long time.
mm,
Um, Noguti, the kind of players that they have in the squad, they've been exposed to international competitions and leagues. They're some of the best players, you know, and that is the best representation that we want to have out there in Africa to give a good and positive attraction to women's football for us in South Africa. So I think nje they are deserving, but yeah, they must go there. But with Messi Sila,
Ngizobe nibalindile.
Sila.
Yeah. Um, Tell me, ikhona imali ku-women's football njengakubantu besilisa?
No.
So you mean to tell me you guys volunteer?
I wouldn't say good is a volunteer, hey, because it's an act of service to the country. We get rewarded when it's due, but it should be better, a whole lot better, considering Guti Kunini, our coach days, we started playing and then complaining about the same things. Portia. These are different generations of the national team, where they were playing under structures which were also still um, low division. It wasn't a professional league at all. But I think we're making progress, but we could do so much better. Our bonuses could be better, our appearances could be better. And I think the story has always been Uguti SAFA on its own, as the mother body, does not have financial muscle to fund us. So therefore, we need corporates and other sponsors to come on board. Um, hey, but this one time where we were like, guys, they said if we do this and we qualify this, we are going to get A, B, and C and D. We went to the Olympics, but we didn't get A, B, C, and D. So those are some of the things that really sort of discourage, players to say, "Guti, but you've asked A of us, and we've gotten you that. It's not for you, but also for us, because I mean, we want to go to Olympics, we want to qualify for the World Cup, but we also expect that you keep your promises as well and saying it's okay, this is what we're doing, because siyayidinga imali as the pro. Siyayidinga imali. Kubuhlungu ukuthi udlale boma 10 years ungakwazi ngisho nokubuild i-double story for umndeni wakho, ungakwazi mhlawumbe nokubathengela izimoto, because those are some of the things nathi sizifisayo, and it's not for us, but we wish that for our families, because sisuke ebunzimeni ku-pro. Hey, like I can promise you, it's almost as if bathi nebesikhetha ku-women's football bathi sifuna ukukhetha laba abahlupheka ngempela ukuthi beze bazodlala, because it's just that hard. And I just feel like abantu, they should look at it from that perspective ukuthi we're not trying to compete for salaries lana, but we're also trying to make like a living because we deserve it, yabo. So manje yazi ayikho into glory uma ehleze ngibuza njalo ukuthi bengilodlala athi buye nani, it's hayi ngifuna imedali, athi imedali yodwa. So I think more than anything, we just need a chance, and if it is that kukhona female athletes that are brought under a certain sponsorship or endorsement, we want to see them on billboards, ungabanikeza amakhokho kuphela, into zokugqoka. I mean, it's cute, siyaphoza ngazo, it's nice to get these things, but at the end of the day, we'd also want to live Kuma Estate, At the end of the day, we also want to do izinto for our families, invest in properties. People are saying invest in property, do this, but what do we invest in if we ekhaya? We're still trying to build. Sizazama ukuplastela, sizazama ukuthenga igrocery, ngemali esibe siyithola playing every week, There's just so much I feel ukuthi abantu they overlook holistically when we attend in women's football. If we're not with pro, you could give us little security, even umholo in terms of cash manje. No more than 1,000 rand, it's okay. But more if you do this, you do that. So a grant is out with 100%, because we just want a sense of entitlement. I just want to share a quick story. Sorry, Pro.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, because I feel like we don't ever talk about these things because it's a challenge. It's a huge challenge. In Kumbula, there's a friend of mine on Kumbuza. By the times we had my Olympic Games. I think ngimbonile ukhona la. I think ukhona ulona. Wangena lo muntu ukuthi ezomlanda at King Charles. Yes. At the time, we just came back from the Olympic Games, our first ever. Ngiyafika ngilanda lo bhuti lo ngamjwayelanga engimorganizele umngani wami othena ngoba imoto awunayo or akekho mhlawumbe umuntu ozokulanda ngecab ukuthi uyikhokhele leyo cab, athi ngithumele umuntu azokulanda. Ubhuti wabantu wafika ngeveni yakhe isikheqe and then when he got there with his bakkie, just threw my bag laphayana, and I was like, I'm just grateful to there's someone who's here to pick me up. Ngixosha ubhuti wabantu ngifake evenini yakhe, shwi, took me to Epri.
Yeah.
Laphayana emathekisini asehadini lapho bo-push-up
Oh, ngiyabona,
transport
yeah, yeah.
station
Part of bridge, yes,
eThekwini.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes. Ubhuti wabantu dropped me there, dropped me off there. I had to catch a taxi with a big, big bag of a
true.
matrix suit and everything. I got into a
Mm,
taxi, 2 hours drive to
mm,
Ehading.
mm,
Nangifika Ehading, I must still walk almost like 5 minutes from a testing ground home, Echoes
mm.
Town. My
Oh,
brother was
ngiyabona.
there. My brother was there, very excited that I was home, and that was the one thing that mattered the most. Which he was
Mm,
excited that I was home. But that whole experience of how is it that I'm celebrated, which I'm representing my country,
mm,
but upon return, because we didn't win or we didn't qualify for the next round of the Olympic Games or the tournament,
mm.
Umundu is now discarded ngaleyo ndlela leyo. You
Ish.
know, it's crazy. It's crazy. And
Mm,
we understand ukuthi that is just my story. Ucabanga ukuthi bangakho abanye abantu would share probably the same
mm,
stories.
mm. No, you just broke my heart. Kodwa-ke,
I'm sorry. Mine is
no,
aching as well.
no, ukuthi from where we are as football fans, in
Mm,
most cases, you will find us on social media saying a lot of bad stuff about you guys.
crazy.
Post. And I remember, I heard a story siga Portia Modise.
Mm.
She kept
I
on fighting
cried.
it.
Oh, I cried.
You know, when I hear your story and I'm like, no, it means there are a lot of Portias, Amandas who are dying in silence, who cannot.
Sibaningi.
And ngoba there's no platform for women to complain about the treatment in Itola, especially with South African Football Association. It's so sad that we had people like Umam Reale Dwaba there who are supposed to advocate for you guys, but it seems like she was there for herself and not for women's football in particular. Um,
Um,
ish,
sorry, sorry, Bipro. I just want to see sidlule kule kaMamria ukuthi uMamria for the longest of times there was a time ago I traveled Amati to the Netherlands, and I think mandate yakhe was to try and check ukuthi where we at, what is it that we need. Wahlala
mm,
phansi nathi one-on-one sessions wenza yonke into tried to represent us. And of course, for me, now I think the biggest disappointment around in Dabaga Mamria is that when I think Nabosis Nomsa, there's also Sis Nomsa Mashang, who's also been in sports, who's quite a big figure in women's sports. They've been there, you know, they've tried their best. But I just
mm,
feel like the principle of it all, if it is that Umuntu is not happy about, and especially because Vice President Ukalo Mdusfazane at SAFA,
mm,
you know,
mm,
let us, if Kuguti keeper, it's okay, but then us keep it within the structure because
mm,
we're trying to change izinto. We're trying to, you know, get female representation in our organizations. But if we're just going to keep chasing them away and not having them in like decision making roles, it doesn't really help us in representation of women's football.
mm. No, that's true. And you represented South Africa Goma Olympics twice, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
how was the experience?
It was great. Oh, it was amazing. I think every time just Sila Payana with the girls, we just wanted the experience, you know.
Mm,
We knew would say, listen, to be realistic, we can't win our games wonkela, but we'll give
mm,
it 110% because then we're gonna get better. You know, we want to keep qualifying for these tournaments. When we come back home, so we are league where among teams won't pitch. Among teams get fine when they pitch. It's a big score margin.
mm,
Um, but then people expect us to perform miracles at big tournaments and they don't understand. But they always question our commitment, and that
mm,
shouldn't be the case. You can't question the commitment of our players when you don't know what's you know.
mm,
So I think SAFA as an organization, there just needs to be, I don't know, some cohesion in the structure
mm.
society that is going to represent women's football.
Do you think SAFA is failing women's football?
I wouldn't entirely say that, hey, but pro, because I mean, we've had conversations, they've been there. Without them, there's no women's football. But in all
mm,
honesty, I don't think that they are pushing hard enough.
mm,
They're not
mm,
pushing hard enough for women's football. But I honestly feel that it can get better. Ukuthi iqale kuphi? I mean, nathi esafika within the structures, it's why we have to try and attract sponsors.
mm,
Kwafika uSasoli, oh, things are good. You guys need to try and get sponsors. We have to qualify for big tournaments, but it's just not happening. It's just not
mm.
happening. Ukuthi kwala kuphi, I'm not a marketing expert. All I needed to do was to do my job on the field, to try and give a good representation of women's football, but also to do it for ourselves.
Do you think teams like Chiefs, Pirates, Super Sports United, they also need to get women's soccer teams?
It would be nice. It would be really nice. I mean, no one is putting a gun on anyone, but it would be nice because then that would be a decision from both SAFA and maybe the PSL, because Pella teams have the rights,
Mm,
to their clubs. So it wouldn't be easy. It's not just a walk in the park kind of decision to make,
mm,
but it would really be nice if it is that South African football, South African women's football can start to get on the trends of international competitions in women's sport.
mm. And sikhulumela phansi manje akekho ozwayo. What's your favorite PSL team?
Nanjani?
Favorite PSL team?
Mina.
I-team, yeah, i-team oyithandayo i-PSL.
Ayikho, honestly.
Mm,
Ayikho engisapotha i-team kwi-PSL, but ngikhula ubaba isikhathi esiningi wayekhuluma nami nge-Sundowns, if I may put it that way.
ah,
Yeah, he wasn't crazy much about the Chiefs or Pirates.
mm,
Umama though uyibhakabhaka elikhulu kabi.
mm,
But naye nje wagcina ngezikhathi zodubudubu, she just would be so
mm,
excited. So mina, I just grew up nje ngibukela oLavazi, oRoger Fetumba, or
mm,
Kocha. It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
mm.
I enjoyed Ebola at the time.
So kahle kahle untombi kayise.
Kusho ukuthi igama lami elisho intombi kayise.
No, we-Sundowns kusukela namhlanje Amanda is-Sundowns. Dlala, I'm joking, I'm joking.
Ukube bekuthiwa mhlambe yifa, maybe, kodwa hayi, as long as ngisane-choice, no.
How did you get to becoming a analyst on TV? Because I mean,
Oh,
yeah, I'm sure you are aware, ukuthi as much as there's the audience got Super Sport 4, there's also a special audience, Ska Amanda.
ngiyabonga. Um, indaba Super Sports is crazy. So, go 2010, I was approached by SABC actually ukuthi ngenze ama-World Cup features wabo where we're just breaking down the World Cup, some of the exciting games, which players to look out for. So I guess they were impressed bengibona lapha ukuthi belosise ngathi something, and
Mm,
I guess mhlambe even, and I always say that it's very important the way you conduct yourself,
mm,
when you do interviews, how you carry yourself, just anywhere. So maybe there was a director or producer Tizeni who was like, let's see an angel of articulating herself, and maybe we can give her a try. It was crazy because I was still very much active in the national team when that opportunity came. And
mm,
kwakuyi AFCON iBafana Bafana idlala. So can you imagine ngingakaze ngibena training, nothing,
mm.
nothing, nothing. Avele nje uButsfiso Mbambo laphayana
Oh,
at SuperSport.
insizwa
Ongathi,
semlala.
yeah, ubhuti wasemlazi,
Mm.
ngibona ngokotile ubhuti wasemlazi.
Uhambe eyadini.
Uyaswenga blind.
Mm,
So wanginikeza le opportunity wathi nje no, just ukhuluma into oyaziyo, that's it. And ke mina i-pressure
mm,
came ukuthi nina nanibukele lona Pro nithi ba manje lo sisi lo Amanda
mm,
useya-analyzer and everyone is watching iBafana Bafana, so you can imagine mhlampe i-criticism ukuthi lo sisi akazi ukuthi abheke iphi camera, ukhuluma ubheke kuphi, but I was just
mm.
grateful ukuthi ngathola le opportunity.
Because I mean, you usisi uSimphiwe Dludlu. There is about Julia on the pitch side. You guys have brightened our
Nolindiwe,
spirits.
Nolindiwe la.
Hello, Lindy. Um,
How?
we are greeting. We are greeting.
Oh,
So you guys you already brightened down, and not only Uguti, you are there purely because you are women. You guys are very knowledgeable about the game. You know the game, you
thank
understand
you.
tactics, and you use the right term at the right time. And Lento Yoguti, you are just women. I think it's substance that you brought with production. Yeah, it's so sad on today in convenience. And whenever we listen, sesilalela manje ngathi silalela like any other analyst. And when we criticize, we don't show mercy. As we say, no, Amanda, she can't say this, she can't say that. I mean, we show kanjani lento ngeteam yami and all those kind of things. But lapha as an analyst, do you guys get an opportunity to rewatch noma ni-review i-production that you were involved in? Do you
Well,
do you
thanks to all catch up zonke lezi zinto umuntu can record stuff, you know. I think they give us so much independency and bayasithemba, you know, ukuthi we will do our homework because if you don't consistently revisit the
mm,
work that you do, you won't grow. But also, I think they just always throw us in the deep end and say, look, you're in charge of this show, so own it and just believe in yourself, you know.
mm,
So it's really great. And I guess in the show ukuthi ukuba khona abantu besifazane at Supersport, it helped because it removed leso stereotype there. So it just goes to
mm,
show ukuthi invisibility is the solution for a women's sport or a women's
mm.
soccer, whatever it is. It's just a visibility. We just need more space on TV. We need more space on your Instagram lives. We need everything from you guys. So we just need that visibility. We just want to.
Do you have plans of coaching in the future? Because I mean, when you speak tactics, I'm sure there are a lot of guys who imagine themselves in your team, and when they are saying, we are born and do you see yourself as a coach in the future or somewhere in the administration?
No, not at all.
Mm,
Not as a coach though, not as a coach.
mm,
But I'm crazy about stats. I'm crazy about
mm,
video analysis. So if it
mm,
is that I get an opportunity to be assistant coach but who's a video analyst, I'd take that, you know, because it's something I'm passionate about.
mm,
I think also just that on its own, we're trying to remove those stereotypes as well. Good, if you're a former soccer player, you have to go into coaching. You know, you
mm.
have to do this. So there's a lot and lots of other opportunities out there. I just love to be an analyst.
Oh, I see and I understand. No, you can always analyze for your audience. I mean, ubuke igame esindala and just record yourself, then we post it on social media, and I'm sure that there are a lot of people who are going to watch and bakunikeze feedback because sometimes it helps. These
Yeah.
platforms, I mean, for us as football fans, it's not a professional setup that you always see on TV. That is why we get to ask you raw questions and you get to give us your honest response all the time. So it helps as well to improve your 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 content as well as an analyst to understand it. Oh, ama-soccer fans kanti abuye acabange kanje ey'ntweni ozenzayo.
Yeah, no, absolutely appreciate that.
Do you wish to own a soccer team?
No, to be honest, no. I feel
No.
like a headache. Like, yo,
Mm,
no, good see, you know what, the experiences that I've had with some of club owners in the country, it wasn't really good because Abanye Okochi, even club owners had to dig in their pockets to make
mm,
sure Guti, the team is surviving, that players eat when they travel because they don't get enough allowances to try and get that. Bathengele petrol to travel,
mm.
so just that on its own, it just needs someone who's really passionate about it. But I mean, I can support anyone who owns a team, just not for myself. I want to go into
Yeah.
business. Ngifuna imali la ingakhona yonke indawo.
Hayi, hayi, ayithanda imali. It's a demand. Tell me, if do you wish to go to companies like SuperSport and SABC, they should invest more money into women's football?
Um, yeah, for sure. I think because we touched on invisibility, I think
Mm,
there should be a relationship
mm.
that is formulated to try and give women's football a platform, you know. I think this month, even celebrating my birthday at my own capacity, and this is just taking it for
On the
on
20th,
22nd.
22nd. Hayi,
Yeah.
yabona ukuthi nzima.
I on. I'm just gonna go around and visit a few people and just, just chat to them, about women's football. That's the kind of content that we want to bring to people, to you
Mm,
guys to expose in that as women's football.
mm,
Just conversations, So I think yes, Imata Choice can also do such things, and they've already done well, Guimanje, to get female faces, not because you're a certain person, but because you know what you do. So they really started this thing of trying to expand and broaden
mm,
how it is that people perceive females in the sporting industry.
mm. Your favorite PSL player?
At the moment, or
Yeah.
nje.
Well, it's up to you ukuthi unginikeza unjenje nje noma at the moment.
Unjenje it your way ukiflereni.
Oh, Vavavoom.
Yo, ngithanda inhliziyo yami yonke uVava Vumi. Yes, sis. Yo, I was heartbroken. Hey, I think he was best suited as at Pirates. The Pirates
Mm.
was great. Khona Gift It was amazing. And even though
Give me
support, yeah, even though I support the Pirates, or Sundowns, hey, my heart broke. Yeah, Sundowns, I was like, he's not, the same. But
nah.
I really modeled my game around the end. Yeah, I played for a few months, I suppose. But then, there are people bona ukuthi lo kumele retire la because nje right is best suited. So I really tried to model game yami around here because I started as a right winger actually before ngafika
Wawugijima.
enkabeni ngazopheka and
Uhamba nabo ku-touchline.
ayi ngangigijima nabo strong. Ayi manje akusavumi.
Nah, sekukhulekile manje. 31.
Khululekile manje.
If you're a male, bekuzothiwa soyikhehla.
Ngithi hayi hlale so-retire kuthathe nje u-6 months urenewe.
Mm. So, Amanda, women's football, who's your favorite player?
All time. Yo, I can't single out or one, but um
Because
yo,
we played with Uposha, Modise, you played with
I played with
Uno,
Veronica,
you played
Mpumi.
with Fico, you played with Umbuzi. I mean, you played with
Yo,
superstars.
I played with superstars, and that's why it's just so difficult to single out
Yes, yourself.
anyone, it. But yo, no, I think it would be very unfair if Ngaketa or Yedwa.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, well, towards the end of the conversation, yet I would like to find out from you, Uguti, what's your view about our players going overseas, female soccer players going overseas?
Oh no,
We
it's
we had
great.
we had with Sipho right now. I think we say Portugal now with Betis. We see a
Mm,
lot of girls are going overseas. We've got a lady, we Malaga, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
You can see that our female soccer players they are getting contracts. Uvilaga's law, he left back, she's
Yes.
also going overseas.
Yes, last week, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Kelso Pescana got the Sandok signer in France last week. So it's great progress. And like getting Ishuguti, every time we send teams out, Ibanyana goes out playing, we have to give a good representation of women's football. And the nicest thing is that we have we have a bunch of talented women in the country. So it comes as no surprise. And I think also they've gained so much experience over the years. They're able to compete at that level. Bavele bafit and just straight in. And I think Ufifi, Nabotembi are just, those outstanding players at the moment who are actually in big leagues.
Who's winning the league? PSL.
Wow.
I'm not asking Amanda the analyst. I'm asking Amanda Dlamini, what's happening?
Sure. Chiefs.
Chips, why?
No, I just feel like Leon of saying Gucci they've been leading throughout the
Mm,
whole season. They wouldn't want to give it up just like that, you know. And I just feel like they've also assembled quite a good team, a decent team that can actually go all the way through with the interruptions. But
mm,
um, I don't see any other team. I mean, Sundowns might try, you know, because Nabo, I think COVID is here because they had back-to-back fixtures, but it was just too much of a longer break. But now I just feel like it's who's better prepared after a lockdown.
mm. Any message for young ladies who want to be like Amanda?
I'll just say they need to strive to be better than me, to
Mm,
dream much, much more bigger and just expand the imagination on what it is that they want to achieve. And nothing can ever compensate for hard work.
mm.
You have to really work hard and be focused. Indaba yabangani, I see the
I see.
guys, I've had my experiences, just
Bakshiyo Kate.
bangishiya ngilambatha ngikhathele. So just focus
Mm,
on yourself, but also just remember when you pray for stuff, what it is that you want to achieve, what it is that you want God utakusize ngazo. Just also
mm.
remember ukuthandazela and pray for how it is that you handle those things because I keep the flung njengokuthi Nkosi ngicela ilotto and then the next thing uthola ama-million bese sikubona so I blew it. So you have to
Ish.
be able to pray ukuthi mase ngithola le wealth, mase ngithola le success, I'm able to actually be humble enough and just maintain it as it is.
But you know what's my wish for men's football?
Mm-hmm.
I wish that sponsors can pump in money. You
It
guys can
is,
earn salaries
yeah,
and decent salaries. Whether it's 20 grand or 30 grand or 50 grand, I don't care. As long as
yeah.
you earn decent salaries and you look after yourselves. Uh, the story that you told us today, it really broke my heart. And we're not gonna keep quiet because Tina, we've got the power of the thumb. We tweet
Mm.
things. We don't care. And yeah, I just hope the sponsors pump in money and you guys um, do as much as you do better than the guys that played before. Because I
Mm.
mean, I saw overall ish isitori sakhe sangihetha kakhulu because we really need to look after one another and we really need to look after you. And Amanda, Jamaka Sijadu Sikunya Mkhonto nothi lwazi inkomo sidle ekhaya ngoba isola bilusi. Siyabonga kakhulu for spending your evening with us.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu, Pro. And I think this just started as a conversation on Twitter.
Mm.
But I really value you guys' support, your inputs as well. And I think, you know what, we have to have these conversations. At the end of the day, we've got nothing to lose. We just have our voices. This is the only way of trying to get izinto zibe right. So now ngikufisela okuhle with your platform izowanda, numbers are gonna grow. You're doing a great job.
Ngicela utshele uLindiwe, uJulia, uJanine van Wyk ukuthi we don't bite. When we send them DMs, they must respond.
Hayi, ngizobatshela.
Siyabonga kakhulu.
Hayi, but I'm sure bazobe sebekhona nje soon.
Batshele ukuthi nje we are coming for the one by one.
Yeah, yeah, ngiyabonga kakhulu and everyone else who joined in and enjoyed the conversation. Siyabonga.
Siyabonga sisi, good night.
Thank you.